Support for Radio Friends comes from Columbia Healthy Smiles, the dental office of husband and wife team Dr. Batson and Dr. Abe, offering comprehensive and customized care to patients of all ages. Learn more by calling 573-721-9039 or online at www.columbiahealthysmiles.com. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, September the 7th. I want to introduce you to Robert Ricketts, who is with us from ITCOMO. If you're wondering what is ITCOMO, tell me, Robert.
So ITCOMO is a small technology firm that does IT support for residential clients and small businesses alike.
Yeah, so if you got questions about how to make your internet run faster or where you put routers in your house, you're the guy to talk to.
Keep computers updated, etc.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You wanted to talk today about password management.
Right.
And this is something that can be irritating.
Oh, yes.
with the passwords, especially if you are forced to change your password on a regular basis. How important is it to change that passcode or password regularly?
Well, if you're forced to change it, of course, you have no choice. You have to follow whatever rules are being forced upon you. But the guidance has kind of changed over the decades about changing your own password voluntarily. If you have a good, secure password and it's not been used anywhere else, it's important that it be unique to that particular account, then changing it's not a big deal anymore.
How important is it to have a different password for each one of your accounts?
That is critical.
That is?
Yes. Never recycle a password. And here's why. If suppose you have 2 or 3 favorite passwords that you use on dozens or even hundreds of web accounts, if one of those websites gets compromised, then that password can be tested on lots of other popular websites. And very often, the hacker can get in easily.
What do you mean tested?
Well, so if, for instance, if a popular grocery store's website got hacked and they managed to download all the passwords for their customers, well, then the attackers could then test that password on other popular websites. And if so, to the extent that you have reused that password, then they can gain access to other accounts that weren't compromised.
So you're saying that you should have a separate password for each one of your accounts?
Yes, which just makes it all the more aggravating.
So how do you remember these passwords? And obviously you don't put the passwords in your phone
that's right.
under a file, because if you lose your phone, somebody and they're able to get in, they've got all your passwords. So what do you do?
So you use the password manager software that comes in your on your browser. And by browser, I mean the way you get to the web. That would be Google Chrome, Edge, Safari if you use Apple, Firefox. Those are web browsers, and all of them have...
What is Windows 10? Is that...
Windows 10 has Edge, but you can also download other browsers for Windows 10.
Okay.
And each of these browsers have their own password managers built in, and they can actually suggest passwords when you sign up for a new account on a new website. If you can remember the password, then you're probably not doing it right. Passwords need to be long and complicated, and let the computer do the remembering for you.
Well, wait a minute. Now you've lost me on this. You're saying let the computer do the remembering for you.
That's right. So, for instance, when you go to Gmail, for example, it automatically knows your email address. It's in there. But when it asks for the password, the computer can fill it in for you automatically if you saved that password when you first made the account. So you don't have to type that password in.
Right. I have that with some of mine. I have the saved password. But then the problem is, if there is a glitch and you don't remember, and you have to put in your password, you don't remember what it is, how do you recover it?
So the password managers have a way to back up all of your passwords. Now that's a little bit more manual, but you can create a backup of the passwords and even print them out if you wanted to. and on real paper that goes in a filing cabinet.
Okay. But what you're saying is it is critical not to have the same password.
That's right.
For all of your accounts.
That's right.
What about now the banking system? Now I've noticed when you put in your password or you start an account, they are now requiring a secret word that you have to choose.
Some banks will have a secret word. Others will send you a text message to your phone to confirm that you're who you say you are. These are the main purpose for these additional security features are to help you recover access to your account if you forget your password.
Okay.
So, for instance, you'll see questions like, what was the name of your first grade teacher? What's the name of your first pet? These are things that you will likely never forget, and so they can be used.
Right.
As a
You
way
have to put those in
yourself.
when you
Right.
sign up for an account.
Right.
Your security questions.
And you got to be careful with that too. With social media so popular, it's not hard to suss out that information about people.
What's the biggest mistake we make when it comes to dealing with online?
So using the same password, making them too short, and sometimes falling for a fake login box and typing in your password into it.
Now, what is a fake login
Well,
box?
for instance, if you're Googling a website, there may be some fraudulent search results that try to emulate a real website. And so you see a login box that looks like your bank, but maybe it's not really your bank. There's another advantage to using the stored password feature in your computer because it will never be fooled. Where you could be.
So it is okay to use to tell the computer to remember the password.
Yes, they are secured in the browser and they're safe there.
And the same thing with the phone.
Yes. In fact, if you use the same browser on your phone, the passwords will be synchronized to your phone automatically. You don't have to enter them again.
Is it good to synchronize accounts from the phone to the computer to another computer?
For the password management, certainly it is. Because that way, your passwords will follow you to your various devices that you own. And the devices themselves are secured by your fingerprint or the PIN that you have to put in to access the device.
Okay. Is there any way that if let's say you lost your phone and you've got all of your passwords in there, but you have your phone locked where you have to put in the code to get into it, is there any way anybody can still get into that phone?
Not easily. Not easily.
So if you have that numerical code, that your code, hackers could not break that.
Well, they're not going to brute force it by typing different codes because it'll quit working after 4 or 5 bad attempts. So advanced hackers might be able to attack the phone, like the FBI, for example.
Yeah.
But that's a long shot.
Okay. If you got any questions, this guy can answer them all about your computer. About your speed in the house, the website, give him a call. Or you can check it out on the web, www.itcomo.com.
Right.
Robert Ricketts, thank you so much for
Thanks
coming
again
by.
for having me, Paul.
It's interesting to chat with you.
That's right. We'll see you soon.
Got any questions that you'd like to see? Drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.